uninterrupted electricity generation, industrialization drive, and steps to ensure food security in Imo State. I was excited at the outpouring of joy from Imo people when the news broke that the once abandoned Concord Hotel Owerri is being rehabilitated. I know the number of appreciative calls I've received over the prospects of having a 24/7 electricity supply in our rural communities. In a couple of weeks, by the grace of God, the pilot section of that project will be commissioned. Indeed, the excitement and support from a broad spectrum of our people are the feeling needed for the speedy completion of these ongoing legacy projects. In my last speech to you in these hallowed chambers, I recounted the myriads of problems and challenges we faced to be where we are. I also stated that we have tackled and arrested these challenges through our pragmatic 3R mantra of rehabilitation, reconstruction, and recovery. Today, we no longer lament the past because the 2024 budget, christened the budget of renewed economic growth, has ensured that we will never again return to Egypt. To the glory of God, our vision is now focused on a bright future where together we can lead our people to their deserved economic prosperity. That future is one with great promise. It is a future where I see the entire Imo connected to an uninterrupted 24/7 power supply across the 27 local governments in the state. It is a future where there will be increased food security through our massive investment in livestock farming and fertilizer manufacturing. I also know that this new dawn will abate our Orash energy free trade zone with numerous opportunities for foreign direct investments in oil and gas. In the future, we will deepen our strides in the dredging of Orash to the Atlantic Ocean, again with vast opportunities for international trade. So I see abundant economic opportunities coming for our people. Mr. Speaker, it is for these opportunities that are clearly on the horizon that I am glad to present the 2025 budget estimates, which I have rightly christened Budget of Expanded Economic Opportunities. The budget title is quite befitting and sits well with the credo of our government, which is shared prosperity, encapsulated in reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery. Let me use this auspicious opportunity to say, without any fear of contradiction, that we have kept faith in this mission statement. We have reconstructed the dilapidated infrastructure we met on the ground with utmost dedication and purpose. We have also taken giant strides to rehabilitate moribund industries and infrastructure. Adapan stands tall in this rehabilitation effort, followed by the Otamere water scheme. Avutumotem poultry was primed for a similar treat, if not that some people entrusted with public office decided to vandalize and sell up equipments in that factory. However, the poultry will soon bounce back. As you know, we have also recovered the people's patrimony, which was illegally stashed away by a few unscrupulous elements who flagrantly abused the public office. Indeed, we have kept faith in implementing our creed, so much so that even our opponents have acknowledged that. You will recall that in the last governorship election, our opponents had nothing to campaign against me besides insecurity. Of course, they knew that I've delivered on transformative leadership, which has made Imo State better than it was 5 years ago. We all knew that they contrived the insecurity they were flaunting. That was why they refused to see the tremendous progress we have made in improving the security situation in the state. If we cast our mind back to when we came in 5 years ago, we will recall vividly how this contrived security all began. We will also remember how dangerously it progressed, climaxing in the wanton beheading and display of the heads of fellow human beings, as if they were animals. You will recall the brazen storming of the Owerri Correctional Center, leading to the illegal release of over 1,810 inmates. The question I ask is, against that background or backdrop, has peace not returned to Imo State? Do we still experience the same daredevil exploits by bandits as was the case years ago? Truth to tell, Imo State is relatively safer today than it was when we started. If the Nigerian Union of Journalists can host a conference of over 1,000 of its members as delegates without any incident, and if Evangelist Ebuka Obi can hold a crusade for over 1 million followers in Owerri with no incident too, then we don't need to get a prophet to tell us that we have done well in pushing back insecurity. And this is my promise: we shall not relent. Now, it is important to mention that when we talk of shared prosperity, we do not mean throwing fish at people, but teaching them how to fish. We are achieving this through the infrastructural provisions we have made and we are still making, with abundant economic opportunities therein. I do not doubt that sooner than later, the enabling environment for the majority of our people to experience prosperity through sundry economic opportunities would have been provided. This is why the title of this budget is both apt and pragmatic. Now, the total sum for the 2023 budget estimates is 755,588,041,220 naira, made up of capital expenditure of 643,386,041,220 naira, which represents 85.1% of the total budget estimate. The recurrent expenditure is 112,302 million, representing 14.9% of the total budget. The instructive point here is that this budget will present us with a limitless economic opportunities. But for emphasis, this is attainable through our electrification project, Orachi Energy Free Trade Zone, boosting of tourism, enhanced agricultural investments, and massive revitalization of moribund industries, and of course, a continuation of our road revolution. One of the core programs of the administration has been the Imo State CARES, which is a community-driven economic resilience program designed to mitigate the adverse effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. The program is supported by the World Bank and the federal government of Nigeria. The initiative aims to foster sustainable microeconomic development by improving the livelihoods of poor and vulnerable households across rural communities and addressing the needs of the urban new poor. Since its inception, Imo Cares has delivered remarkable economic impacts in the state. More than 400 households, 65 communities, 28 wet markets, and 26,000 individuals, including aged, chronically ill, and persons with special needs, have directly benefited from the program's intervention. These achievements underscore its broad rich and transformative effect on the socio-economic well-being of the poor and vulnerable. The state government has demonstrated a strong commitment to the initiative of Nigerian Cares by injecting over $2 million into the program, which in turn, through strategic implementation, has earned approximately $10 million for the state. On the first phase of the program, Nigerian Case 1.0, building on this success, the government plans to reinvest these earnings into a more robust Phase 2 Nigerian Case 2.0 of the program by 2025, aiming at expanded economic benefits and deeper community impact. Imo Case stands as a testament to the state's dedication to creating a resilient and inclusive economy that leaves no one behind. Review of the 2024 budget of last year. I present you with a summary of the 2024 approved budget of Imo State and its performance. The total of the 2024 budget was 592.2 billion. Recurrent expenditure of 101 billion, overhead of 43.05 billion, personnel of 58 billion, capital budget component of 491.2 billion. Through prudent management and amidst a very tough economic and financial year, we did our best to faithfully implement the 2024 budget. So many laudable projects were achieved. These include the ongoing flyover at Assumpta Roundabout, the International Conference Center, the dualization of Owerri Umuahia road projects, and some other projects not mentioned here. In all, the 2024 budget was a successful year. It was a year that witnessed the rejigging of my administration in terms of introducing technocrats among the crop of appointees, manning various MDAs. You will agree with me that this has started yielding results, both in the physical and socio-economic transformation of our dear state. This new rebirth led to the popularization of our 10-year development plan and the highlighted vision and the mission of our administration through the famous 3R mantra. The results recorded include the continuous training and the retraining of Imo youths in various fields of endeavor under the famous Skill Up Cohort 3 program. There was also a total upgrade of the Ministry of Digital Economy by equipping it with the latest model of computers and accessories to enable staff to embark on the Skill Up programs and other services within the ICT world. Other projects executed in 2024 include the upgrade and renovation of the State Public Health Laboratory and the construction of a brand new central drugstore for the entire state through collaborative efforts with the Global Fund. Also, we saw to the scale up of HIV testing to over 1,200 facilities in the state and the donation of 5-number oxygen concentrators to both federal and state tertiary institutions. There was also the installation and the provision of Cat2 airfield lighting system for the Sam Mbakwe International Airport to enable night flights in and out of the airport. We initiated for the first time the practice of medium-term expenditure framework to serve as a compass to budget estimates, just to mention a few. It is pertinent to state here that the review period witnessed the transformation of the budgeting system through SEBA program of the World Bank, which has started yielding results, with the recent $4 million attracted to the state. The state budget, as we all know, is a statement of how the government intends to achieve service delivery to its citizens through its revenue and expenditure projections. In the year 2024, we projected a total budget of 529,234,594,176 naira only. Out of this, a total of 241 billion, 2,701,430 naira only was projected as a recurrent revenue, while 100 billion, 994 million, 842,135 naira, 28 kobo was provided for recurrent expenditure. The review period further had the government providing the total sum of 491 billion, 239 million, 752,400 naira, 82 kobo for capital expenditure. Numerous achievements were made in almost all the sectors as follows. In the health sector, in order to provide good health care services to our dear people, the government achieved the following in the last fiscal year in the health sector. The upgrade of our central medical store to farm-grade warehouse for effective warehousing and last-mile delivery of public health and essential medicine to all health facilities. This is key to the achievement of universal health coverage with improved health outcomes for our people. Scale up of HIV testing to over 1,200 facilities in the state. This activity is still ongoing. It is a strategy that ensures as many pregnant women are screened for HIV. Donation of concentrators, flow meters, humidifiers, analyzers, tabletop pulse oximeters, cannulas to our tertiary health institutions. Reaccreditation of the Department of Community Medicine for postgraduate training by the West African College of Physicians at Imo State University Teaching Hospital, Olo. The state-of-the-art heart kidney transplant is under construction, and the government has approved the procurement of medical equipment worth over 3 billion naira for the teaching hospital. The Imo State Specialist Hospital is now recognized as a neurosurgery center globally. More specialist consultant doctors in the fields of ear, nose, and throat surgery, as well as obstetrics, gynecology, chemical pathology, and family medicine have been recruited. Also, more specialist nurses in the fields of anesthetics, cardiothoracic nursing, and orthopedic nursing have also been engaged. In the primary health care, the government has launched various initiatives to combat the human papilloma virus, including improved healthcare infrastructure, public awareness campaigns, and the vaccination programs. By prioritizing HPV prevention and treatment, the government aims to reduce the burden of cervical cancer and other HPV-related diseases in the state. The government has been making significant strides in improving nutrition and healthcare, especially for mothers and children, by providing essential vitamins. Imo State Health Insurance Agency has completed the enrollment of 84,995 vulnerable population across 3 senatorial zones into basic health care provision fund, and also completed the impaneling of 37,323 civil servants data in readiness to access health care. We have also onboarded pensioners of the state in the state to be paid by state government. Imo State Public Service. In line with its statutory obligation, the Civil Service Commission recorded resounding achievements. Important statutory matters that led to far-reaching decisions were taken in line with the rules and regulations that were laid down. Such matters include appointments, conversions, petitions, disciplinary matters, promotions, and retirements. So far, the Commission has promoted 4,061 officers from 2014 to 2022 promotion exercise. The Local Government Service Commission also recorded tremendous achievements in its statutory mandate. The local government have full autonomy, and the state abides by the extant rules guiding the administration of local government councils. Similarly, oversight from the relevant authorities will ensure that the councils run efficiently. The Ministry of Local Government and the Chieftaincy Affairs shall continue to ensure that excessive tussles in our autonomous communities are reduced and that our exes help to enhance security in our autonomous communities. Tourism, hospitality, and culture. To maintain Imo State as the hub of tourism and hospitality in the Southeast, the state government has signed a memorandum of understanding with Hilton Hotel International for the complete rebuilding, renovation, and upgrade of the hotel to a 5-star hotel, that is Concord. When completed, the hotel will now be called Concord Hilton Owerri. The work shall be completed in the second quarter 2025. By this, we shall return Concord Hotel to its premier position as the flagship hospitality outfit in the Southeast geopolitical zone. In recognition of the fact that tourism is next to oil and gas in revenue generation, adequate provision has been made for the transformation of the entire stretch of the Nwori River Bank, Greenbelt, beginning from Avani Koku Federal University of Education, Owerri, up to Nwori Otamiri River Confluence at Nekede into a tourism hub. The Ikembu Ojukwu Center and the whole stretch of the Concord Boulevard will be transformed into Imo State Tourism Village in the 2025 fiscal year to provide the right ambience and environment for family recreation during festive periods and to provide a state museum and an art gallery. In the cultural sector, we shall embark on the documentation of cultural and heritage sites with a view to transforming them into tourist sites and tourist events. Creativity and creative economy have become a significant sector and driving force in every public service system. Consequently, the Ministry of Tourism, Hospitality and Culture will carry out the identification, documentation, classification, and recognition of all artists in all the local government areas of Imo State in the year 2025. Power sector. In order to solve the problem of power sector, the government took advantage of the new Power Act, the new Electricity Act, and the alteration of our Constitution to establish the Orange Electricity Company through a public-private partnership. This company shall guarantee power supply to all parts of the state and ensure that all communities are connected to power grid. To ensure a seamless execution of power generation, transmission, and distribution in the state government has also established the Imo State Electricity Regulatory Commission. Education. The importance of education cannot be overemphasized. The state government has finally aligned with the HOPE project of the federal government to improve basic education infrastructures and capacity building of the trainers. We shall be embarking on aggressive construction and rehabilitation of primary school buildings, as well as reducing the gap in teacher and student ratio to ensure effective learning. Furthermore, government shall encourage the active participation of churches and missionaries in the education sector to ensure high moral standards in the formation of our young ones. Consequently, government will be willing to hand over schools owned by churches and missionaries back to them. Petroleum, oil and gas. The oil and gas sector is expanding fast in the state. While new fields are being exploited, oil and gas infrastructure are being built. Although this sector is on the exclusive list of the federal government, the state government is working to ensure that her actions and activities will benefit the people of the state, especially the host communities. The Ano Gas Company at Asa Ohaji in the Ohaji Eboma local government shall leverage the state in the direction of cooking gas plant. for domestic and industrial use, hence reducing fossil fuel use and damage to our ecosystem. The host communities of the oil-producing companies in the Niger Delta shall continually be engaged to reduce illegal bunkering activities and illegal refining of petroleum products. Further, the corporate social responsibility of the oil companies to the host communities, along with the intervention project of my administration, shall bring peace and development to the oil-producing communities. Water resources. Water is life, and this attracts all the importance attached to it. The provision of potable water to our people and the management of the water system for diverse use remain the cardinal interests of this administration. We have rehabilitated the whole regional water scheme, or Tamari, the Amini water scheme, the Ubomini water scheme, the Dikan Afai water scheme, the Oguta water scheme, just to mention a few. Also, the government working with the global partners and in partnership with the Shorewash program of World Bank by federal government will ensure that almost all our communities will have access to good quality drinking water. Many households will have access to quality drinking water. Let me use this opportunity to commend the federal government and World Bank for initiating the Shorewash program with its great promise of a better life for our people. The rehabilitation of the fire service department has also led to extinguishing of over 85 fire outbreaks at both domestic and industrial scale. Going forward, we shall review and adopt a working water policy and water law. This will strengthen the institutional framework for development of the water sector. We shall also formulate the Imo State Liquid Sanitation Law for liquid sanitation management, as well as attain open defecation-free status. Trade, commerce, and investment. Ensuring that state has a vibrant, strong, and competitive commercial sector requires a level playing ground for businesses to thrive. Coordinating the activities of investments is vital as it makes the state an investment destination. While the state entrenches the ease of doing business, it will continue to woo investors by promoting the establishment of commercial projects such as shopping malls, regional markets. Through a PPA arrangement, the Acharubo farms will soon be turned into a livestock hub. The arrangement ensures that Acharubo grows a variety of livestock for local and international markets, producing all forms of livestock and protein to the state. We will take advantage of the gesture of Afrexim Bank that established a quality assurance center at Ngopala for certification. I should mention that we are working around the clock to actualize the Orash energy-free trade zone, which has already been approved by the federal government. We expect that work on the free trade zone, which will be a major economic game changer for our state, will be nearing completion before the end of 2025 fiscal year. Quality assurance on produce, materials, and standardized measures shall yield for the state an oversight of market management, produce inspection, cooperative societies, and control development. And to this end, Bureau Veritas has signed an agreement with Afrexim Bank to manage the Quality Assurance Center sited in Imo State. The development of the Kuku Owerri market has passed 75% completion. A groundbreaking ceremony has been done, of course, for the establishment of the Owerri International Market on public-private partnership arrangement. Digital economy. The world has gone digital, and under my watch, the state shall not lag behind. We shall continue to provide both content and a more nuanced understanding of the role of digital technology in the economic and social development of the state. A lot of training of Imo youths in digital technology has been going on and shall be upscaled in the year 2025. We do not only train, but we also secure good job opportunities and offers for some graduates of the state. Many of them are already working in and outside the country. Further, the state government is looking at the future generation of the state. The reliance on a high technology-driven economy is aimed at making the state a technological hub of the Southeast. Justice. The government upholds the rule of law and ensures that the citizens of the state, as well as the government, are protected. We were able to contain civil cases and prosecute and defend the government and its agencies at all levels of litigation across the nation. The alternative dispute resolution is being strengthened to allow for out-of-court settlement of disputes. The government shall not relent in ensuring that the MBA policies on continuing legal education of the state councils and lawyers are maintained. To strengthen the justice system, my government has appointed 7 high court judges and 3 customary court judges customary court of appeal judges to the High Court for quick dispensation of cases. Furthermore, the state government has established small courts to further its dispensation of justice. We intend to provide the Imo State Law Report. From the colonial days, all the ancient laws, old laws of Eastern Nigeria are being compiled to forward to this House for review, amendment, and fresh enactment to bring the laws with its penal clauses at par with current day realities. Further, through the Advisory Committee on the Prerogative of Mercy, the government shall ensure that amnesty is granted to repentant inmates in custodial centers. The Judicial Commission shall be processing appointments of members into the customary court to replace those whose tenures have expired. Land, survey, and fiscal planning. The importance attached to land management in the state cannot be overlooked. To ensure judicious administration of the land system, my government embarked on the cleanup of lands. The ministries and modernization and the operational system, which includes digitalization of all lands and lots in the state. This will continue while the design, preparation, and the acquisition of land in various layouts for allotment to deserving Imo sons shall be given attention. We have deployed a land administration platform to be manned with agents, digitally encrypted, for better security and discourage encroachments. The government shall strengthen the survey section by employing qualified Imolans to ensure that the effective survey grants controls for land management are readily available. Housing, urban renewal. The state government shall continue to provide a conducive environment for our citizens to have access to housing. This is why new layouts are being opened up apart from the old cities, and the old ones are also being renewed by way of reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery where necessary. The proposed exclusive estates at Avu and the former zoo land, as well as other estates and layouts, shall receive urgent attention in 2025. We will also build more residential estates in the coming year and also bring in proficient and financially capable developers to be given land to develop estates. Industry, mines, and solid minerals. The state's internally generated revenue base is anchored on pay as you earn. Our attempt to explore other sources shall bring about an aggressive inroad into mines and solid mineral exploration. as well as industrialization. This government shall ensure that our environment is not degraded during the course of mining, and where necessary, insist on remediating the site. The Onitsha industrial layout, New Nazi industrial layout, as well as Olo and Okigwe industrial clusters shall receive a facelift to attract investors. Security and vigilante affairs. The importance of security is a measure of peaceful environment in which other activities thrive. The government has never relented in providing adequate security to Imo people, despite the challenges that the Southeast states have faced recently. To this end, we shall take necessary measures to strengthen local vigilante and community policing. Let me use this auspicious opportunity to once again call on the sponsors of insecurity in the state to repent and turn a new leaf. Soon, they may not have any hiding place. Those who are stuck in trade use of social media to stoke tensions and social apprehension through false publications and blackmail should also stop. They should not destroy Imo State for their selfish agenda, because we have no other state we can call our own. Youth and sports. Sports development is vital for our young men and women. We shall continue to provide veritable platforms for our youth to showcase their sports talents. The importance of this is that some of our athletes have won laurels. Our darling football club, the Heartland Football Club, has been strengthened by the appointment of our dear son and renowned international coach, Mr. Emmanuel Amunike, MOM, to steer the team and solidify their position in the Nigerian Premier Football League. We have acquired brand new vehicles for the team with an enhanced salary package. We shall continue to harness and provide Imo youth with opportunities to grow. In the same manner, we have also encouraged Heartland Queen, the female wing of the football club, to also do the same. In addition to the work already done at Dan Ayam Stadium, we are providing additional facilities to ensure that the youth of Imo State will have good training facilities. Agriculture and livestock. Food security is a measure of how developed and caring the government performs. This government has never relented in the area of agriculture, as it is the most important employer of labor in our climate. This explains why we have two ministries in this sector, the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Livestock. To underscore the premium we attach to food security, we have provided in this budget a counterpart contribution of 30 billion naira for agriculture, for the Ministry of Agriculture, and 20 billion naira for the Ministry of Livestock in this 2025 budget estimate. This is in addition to our resolve to provide maximum incentives to the local government councils so that they can make the pursuit of food security a priority at the local government level. The agricultural sector shall continue to be strengthened to provide farm inputs, implements, access to arable land, and more importantly, training for the youth's empowerment with seedlings and access to loans. Food processing shall be also encouraged to prevent post-harvest losses. The palm revitalization scheme shall continue with the replanting of other palm and the supply of seedlings to individuals who may need to develop plantations. Early maturing varieties of crops have been introduced to the flood-prone areas to ensure food supply. Our desire to revolutionize livestock farming is behind our entry into an agreement with Jampol, a United Arab Emirates company, for investment, development, expansion of Acharugo farms, as well as the transfer of technology and also production for import and export businesses. Works and infrastructure. The infrastructural need of the state to the fringes, so are demands for roads, electricity extension, water reticulation, and etc., etc. The Ministry of Works shall be empowered to deliver remedial actions on dilapidated portions of our failed roads and bridges, while new critical roads will be constructed or reconstructed. Meanwhile, the state government shall complete works on the Owerri-Umuahia Road realization in the first quarter of 2025, while the Olum-Akokwa Road realization is also expected to be completed in the third quarter of 2025. Also, the world-class control post flyover will be completed in the first quarter 2025. The dredging of Orash to Atlantic Ocean will receive added attention in the fiscal year 2025. Other interconnectivity routes across the state, as well as urban roads, shall receive attention. All these are geared towards the smooth transportation of goods and people. To enhance security, solar lights are being installed on all the roads and dark areas across the state. The state loan obligation. I am pleased to inform you that the staggering amount, 72 billion naira, 72,600,766,110 naira 89 kobo. The loan burden I inherited on assumption of office in 2020, taken as probably salary bailout, excess crude intervention loan by federal government, which did not enable us and proper rating by World Bank and other global partners. These loans have made us not to be able to borrow money because of DMO. I'm happy to announce to you that all this loan, totaling 72 billion, has been, through prudent management of resources, been cleared and paid by Imo State government. The loans were incurred between 2015 and 2018 under different subheads: salary bailout, budget support, excess crude loan, and CBN bridge financing facility. The sad thing is that these loans presented Imo State to the world financial market as an insolvent state, which scared away investors. But to the glory of God, through prudent management of our scarce resources, good financial engineering, my administration has been able to pay back these loans. Today, the perception of Imo State in the global financial market has changed for the better. Is it any wonder that foreign investors are now trooping into our dear state? Information and strategy. Vital information and its dissemination in ensuring a stable administration. This is why the state government will continue to strengthen the information paraphernalia to deliver the right message to Imo citizenry at all times. Government-owned agencies like Imo Broadcasting Corporation, IBC, and Imo newspapers, publishers of the Nigerian Statesman, and our televisions will be duly subvented to continue to deliver their quality services. The Imo Broadcasting Corporation will be completely digitalized to meet up with the demands of 21st century broadcasting requirements in the year 2025. With this, people can access Imo State television station anywhere in the world. The ministry will ensure a level playing ground, both print and electronic, to key into the development mantra of the 3R administration. Environment and sanitation. A clean environment brings longevity to life. This government aims to restore the glory of the state capital as the cleanest city in the Federation. There used to be a time when Owerri was adjudged the cleanest city in Nigeria for years running. Therefore, the desilting of drainage and removal of solid waste from our urban areas shall continue to be our priority. Just as in the monthly sanitation exercise, our team of environmental officers shall ensure that the state is not a dumping ground for toxic waste now. Now that there is hype in the oil and gas activities, exploration activities, especially in the oil producing areas. The government, through a public-private partnership arrangement, has set up Eastern Waste Management Company to handle waste management, produce organic fertilizers, generate power under our waste-to-wealth program. This will create jobs, increase our internally generated revenue, and save the millions of naira that government is spending on waste disposal. The 2025 budget framework, the year 2025 budget framework is benchmarked on the following macroeconomic projections: the federal government's medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, the economic growth rate of 3.4%, exchange rate is 1,500 naira. Even though we are very confident that going forward with the reform policies of the President Bola Tinubu administration, the exchange rate will come down. The adoption of the oil benchmark of $75 per barrel, economic growth of 3.4%, inflation rate of 20.7%, the effect of the Ukrainian war on the market forces, as well as federal government's economic reforms and other macroeconomic indices. If you look at the summary of the budget, you can now study our benchmarks. The budget summary is as attached. Mr. Speaker, members of the 10th Assembly, I am indeed happy to have presented the 2025 estimates, which has given me the opportunity to interface with you once again. I have never pretended that my administration will solve all Igbo people's problems during my tenure. In the same vein, I know that no one budget can provide enough for the numerous needs of the people. What is important is to do as much as we can at a time and do it well enough for them to endure. I have set out our priorities. My goal is to concentrate on their faithful implementation so as to achieve maximum results. At the end of the day, I want Imo people to be happy that we are indeed on the path of sustainable economic development through this budget of expanded economic opportunities. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, I thank you for listening to me with keen interest. I sincerely appreciate the unflinching support you offered my administration since your inauguration. Most importantly, I appreciate the maturity you have always brought to bear in the discharge of your legislative duties. For the enemies of progress, the only way out they think you will believe you are working is by fighting or disagreeing openly with the executive arm. That to them is the essence of separation of power. But they forget that the relationship between the different arms of government is like the relationship between the tongue and the mouth. None can do without the other, and the two must conduct themselves carefully to be able to coexist in harmony. Imo people will judge you for the number of bills and motions you enacted or passed to make their lives better, and not for any form of grandstanding. So far, you have done well in your legislative assignment, and I urge you to keep it up. Let me use this auspicious opportunity to reassure Imo people that I remain resolutely committed to an accountable and transparent government. I will never renege on my covenant with God to serve you honestly and faithfully. I would like to be remembered as the governor who kept his word and served to the best of his ability. I would like to be remembered as that governor who left enduring legacies behind. I would like history to remember me not as the most popular governor, but as the governor who put all the energy at his behest to translate his vision of making Imo State a viable economic and industrial entity a reality. I would like the generations unborn to remember me as the governor who utilized the resources of the state to make life better for the majority. These are my goals, and I know that I will meet them by the grace of God. So my goal is to leave Imo better than I met it. I will never betray the confidence. I trust you have the confidence and trust you have in my capacity to govern you, as evidenced by the massive votes you gave to me during the last election. I am the governor of Imo State. I'm not the governor of only my political party. I shall continue to be just and fair in the exercise of this sacred mandate. I understand that some politicians are already ganging up for 2027. They have vowed that they will use all means possible to produce the next governor of the state. My advice to them is that they should tread carefully, because power belongs to God, and only God. He can give it to whomever he will. So let me again appeal to our political opponents to repent. Election is over, and politicking is over. This is time to serve Imo people. Join me in that service, irrespective of your political party, your religion, your tribe, your sentiments, or whatever. I assure you that I will welcome you with open hands, and that your contributions will be cherished. Imo State belongs to all of us. It belongs to our children. It belongs to our unborn generation. Let us not destroy our common heritage for our selfish political fantasies. In all we do, we must remember that history will remember us of what we did or what we failed to do. Once more, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable members of the House, for your kind attention as we continue to forge ahead in our duty to make Imo State great. Thank you, and may God bless all of us.
Please sit down wherever you are. Please sit down.
Right Honorable Speaker, still under honor of the day, Mr. Speaker, item number 9, laying of the 2025 draft budget estimates and appropriation bill by the Governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Uzodimma.
Your Excellency, this day has been the draft budget estimate and appropriation bill of the time.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I wish to report that the 2025 draft budget estimates and appropriation bill is properly laid on the table and is deemed to have been read the first time.
HOB 26, the Imo State 2025 appropriation bill is adjourned to 30th December 2024 for second reading. Last.
Item number 10, Comments from honorable members.
I will allow honorable members the opportunity to comment on the budget presentation. Honorable Barrister Chisom Ojukwu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Barrister Chisom Ojukwu, Mr. Speaker. I represent the good people of Nkwe State constituency, Mr. Speaker, Oyindinkwe. I rise this morning to firstly congratulate our darling Governor, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, on the presentation of this 2025 budget to this House. Your Excellency, you rightly stated that Section 121 of the National Constitution makes it mandatory for what you have done today. This 2025 budget, Your Excellency, reflects a deep understanding of the priorities and vision for our dear Union. Your 2024 budget was focused on capital expenditures and social welfare. We have frequently monitored your performance, Your Excellency, of this 2024 budget, and we can boldly, assertively, undoubtedly, and undeniably confirm that you have performed very well. You have exceeded our expectations, Your Excellency. Sir, your previous budget won the recognition of the World Bank. It attracted the World Bank sector's grants running into millions of dollars. All these were in recognition and reward for your administration's effective governance, transparency, accountability, and sound fiscal management and responsibility. This year, Your Excellency, you have placed a lot of priority to the infrastructure development and the economic expectation of the state and expansion generally. I admire you, Your Excellency. I admire your sound efforts, the way you conduct the responsibilities of governance and as our governor. Sometimes in my quiet moments, Your Excellency, I reflect deeply. And I said to myself, how did God create this near perfect man and gave him to Imo? Your Excellency, that also now led me to reflect more in your names. Your Excellency, I reflected on the meaning and the synonyms of hope. And I came to realize that it's all about aspiration, desire, wish, expectation, ambition, aim, plan, dream, achievement, confidence, faith, goal, optimism, and buoyancy. Your Excellency, I now came to the realization that you were sent by God to redeem Imo and to do this job for our dear state. Your Excellency, we are proud of you. We are happy. We have not only monitored your achievements, we have eye-marked them. We have visited sites of all the constructions in Imo. We have seen these things you enumerated here by ourselves. We saw those things for Imo Life because we represent them, Your Excellency. And this 2025 budget is a testament of your hard work and dedication, together with your team of professionals. It's also a sign that the state is on the right track towards achieving its developmental goals. I am proud to be a part of this development, a part of this effort, Your Excellency, and all of us in the House of Assembly, we are proud. And from the Budget and Appropriation Committee, Your Excellency, I can assure you, even if we have passed other budgets quickly, this time we are going to do even an accelerated one, Your Excellency. All of us, we are ready to partner with you in this process. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to contribute. May God bless you.
Please, I will only give you 3 minutes. If you sit 3 minutes, I'll call you to sit down. Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Clinton Amada, represent Owerri Municipal, and by the special grace of God, Deputy Minority Leader. Your Excellency, our beloved Governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Uzodimma, I want to sincerely appreciate this well-articulated budget. The budget is indeed deep. If you look at your presentation of the budget and always reference the covenant you had with God and always say by the grace of God, I realize that you mean very well for Imolites. I'm from the opposition party, but in this assembly sometimes we rise up to do opposition, but we don't know what to say. Because your good work have already overshadowed whatever we have to say. And I'm also telling the Imolites to know that in doing criticism, you have to be constructive. You don't just criticize because of criticizing's sake. His Excellency, you have done marvelously well in Imo State, more than previous governors in road revolution. In this state, we have witnessed many roads that previous governors never attended to, which you have done, especially in my constituency, His Excellency. You know, where municipal is the capital city, you have, as a matter of fact, the urban renewal project you are doing in Imo State is top-notch in Owerri Municipal. And I will encourage you to do more because we are like Oliver Twist. We always need some more, His Excellency. I want to thank you so much for many things you have done in Imo State, both invisible ones like the digital knowledge skill. This is an area where you have shown so much capacity that Imo State is now the hub of digital knowledge skill. In fact, those professional IT experts now see Imo in the international hub as a hub where they can go to buy digital knowledge. And our people are being, they are being enriched by the skill you are doing. Those are invisible. People are not seeing those ones, but we are seeing them with our ego eyes, His Excellency. We also want to thank you for the investment you are bringing to Imo State. Some of them are the Orashi dredging, which you are doing. No, but people will not know the impact of those investments until they come to full realization. You can imagine a situation where we have a deep sea where ships can now anchor and pay us money for services. His Excellency. The Orash electricity company that you are bringing, people will not know what it means until it comes to conclusion. We have seen the budget, the 2025 budget, like you said, is a budget of expansion, which we believe in, because the way you explained how you discharge the 2024 budget is giving us hope that the 2025 budget is going to be a better budget for Imo State. We thank you so much, Your Excellency. We wish you keep that covenant you had with your God and make sure that you do the best for Imo life. We pray that God Almighty will give you the strength, the wisdom, the protection to do all this for Imo State. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Honorable Member representing Ngokbala State Constituency.
The Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Uzodimma Ambush. I represent Ngokbala State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I want to start by sincerely commending His Excellency, Executive Governor of Imo State, distinguished Dr. Uzodimma, for his outstanding leadership in presenting a clearly and properly communicated 2025 appropriation bill to the House, which is tagged the budget of expanded economic opportunities. Your Excellency, your commitment to transparency and accountability is truly commendable, and your effort towards making Imo better than you made it 5 years ago is being noticed by all Imolites, irrespective of political affiliation or belief. In this particular budget of 2025 proposed appropriation bill, the huge allocation to capital expenditure demonstrates the administration's dedication to investing in the future of our states, and your vision for sustainable growth and infrastructural development is truly inspiring, and we applaud your ability to communicate this through the appropriation budgets, which will start 1st of January for the year 2025. We also wish to commend you for the 95% execution of the 2024 budget, which Imolites are witnessing tremendous infrastructure development, construction sites in all sectors of the economy in Imo State. Your Excellency, your leadership has set a very high standard for transparency and fiscal responsibility, and we are grateful for your tireless efforts in promoting the welfare of Imo citizens and its residents, and thereby leaving an indelible mark in the annals of our socio-political history. And we're very sure that political history and history will be kind to you, and prosperity will also be kind to you. On this note, I want to thank you for your dedication and commitment to excellence, and always putting Imo first. And like I always say on the floor of this House, the legislature and the executive are partners in progress. So while we commend His Excellency for presenting an excellent budget, and also commending him for the proper execution of the current budget which we are still operating on, I urge my colleagues for us to give this budget the all attention it needs for the betterment of Imolites and our constituents. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Thank you. Chief Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to lend my voice. My name is Right Honorable Uzodimma. I'm the member representing the good, the hospitable people of Oro East State Constituency, the City of Angels. Thank you. First of all, I want to appreciate our dear Governor, distinguished Senator Hope, Uzodimma, for the progress and development we have witnessed in Imo State in every aspect, from education to health. And when I talk about health, quality health, Your Excellency, I want to thank you for the medical mission. The world's best doctors came to Imo State and spent about 3 weeks. It marveled other doctors when one of the doctors performed 13 surgeries in one day. Your Excellency, we want to thank you for the medical insurance that our people, both men and women, especially our aged parents in rural areas, they are now enjoying medical insurance. I want to thank you for the human development. I also want to thank you for taking care of our civil servants. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, permit me just 1 minute to tell you 2 stories. First, it happened in 2020. His Excellency gave me an assignment, and in the course of the assignment, somebody messed up. And I went to him and I told him, Your Excellency, this and this happened. The project, I don't think it will work. And as I was leaving, he gave me a look. And I came out, I was worried. I asked one of the aides, I don't like the way His Excellency looked at me. He said, what happened? And I told him what happened. And he told me, this is not how he operates. First, he does not believe in failure. And secondly, he has a spirit of excellence. Another incident happened where he gave me that look. I was opportune to be part of the people that will see the former president off at the airport when he came to commission one of the world-class roads Their Excellency built, constructed. As the president entered the flight and was leaving, we waved him goodbye. And His Excellency sat back and said, as the plane was taking off, is it not a human being that thought of how to build this aeroplane? And as he was saying it, I was telling the camera people, getting close to him, telling the camera people, snap, snap. And he gave me that look again. And it made me worried. So I started thinking, what kind of man is this? And in my research, I found out that there are 3 types of people. 1, they are small-minded people. And what they do is they talk about people, they think about other people. 2, we have average-minded people. Those ones talk about events. And thirdly, we have great-minded people like our dear Governor, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, who talk about innovations, who talk about how to better the lives of people, who talk about how to better the world. And that brings me to today's appropriation bill. Only a great-minded person can put up a budget like this, a budget of 755,588,41,220 naira. Distinguished colleagues, only a great-minded person can think about uninterrupted electricity in Imo State. Only a great-minded person can think of pragmatic 3R mantra of rehabilitation, reconstruction, and recovery. and not just having the name, but putting it in action. Only a great-minded person can see a future where the entire Imo State connected to an uninterrupted 24-hour power supply across the 27 local government areas. It is a future where there will be increased food security through our massive investment in livestock farming, fertilizer manufacturing. Distinguished colleagues, I don't know where to stop. I don't know where to, I just want to let us know that we are opportune, that we are blessed to have a great-minded governor who thinks about how to better Imo State. Microeconomic development by improving the livelihoods of the poor and vulnerable households. It is too numerous to mention, but I just want to let us know that this 2025 budget, it is a well thought out budget by someone that has a great mind. And I know by the end of 2025, Imo State will have a facelift. Imo State will have a new look. This budget will take Imo State closer to the promised land. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Honorable Member representing Imo State Constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name remains Honorable Chief Ubajen Cecile, member representing the good people of Imo State Constituency, popularly known as Fresh Air. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my governor, distinguished Senator Uzodimma, the first-class governor all over the world, a man that God gave freely to Imo State for administration. Sir, your 85% capital expenditure means you want to turn Imo State as a project, sir. That means, Mr. Project, we thank you so much. A while ago, before we came here, a man who I represented my constituents, former speaker, was in this building. He said, are we sure it's still the same building they used past years? I said yes. He said, he's not sure. I should take him round. I took him round the building and took him to the Speaker's office. He shook his head and said, you have the best governor in the world. I said, of course you have. I said it. He said, he was a speaker here in the past administration. And when he came in, he saw the difference. He said, your governor is a man of quality. I said, yes. Mr. Speaker, distinguished Senator Uzodimma, thank you so much. And we love you. This honorable chamber, we love you, and we have been doing the relationship between us and the executive, because we know you have the interest of this state at heart. I wonder sometimes, I said, you sleep at all, you walk around the clock. If you go through this budget, you'll find that it's a zero-based budget system, where every expenditure is well accounted for. And everything is penciled down. And I so much and was so grateful. I said, how? Where? But I worry that if there's a way we can beg and amend the Constitution so that you can continue beyond second term, it would have been better. But that would not be possible. But we pray that God will give us a man of the same kindness that will continue with where you have. In fact, you have set a standard, not only in Imo State, in the whole country. That's why I called you the first-class governor. You are the first-class governor all over the world. Your Excellency, the good people of Imo State constituency, we are so happy about you. Before now, going to my local government in Imo local government is a tug of war. In fact, There's a place they call a Kemele. That Kemele will take you about a day, if not 2 days. But today you will never know where is a Kemele any longer. From that Owerri or Kigwe, that road pass cut across my local government. And we have been enjoying that road, world standard and well-furnished road. The man said, "Did your governor build quality things?" I said, yes. He's a man of quality. I said, yes. He said, he wondered, where have you been all this while? I said, in God's time and in God's way. Mr. Governor, we are thank you so much. And we love all you have been doing. We have no doubt that everything in this budget are meant for the enjoyment of Imo individuals. And you have them at heart. And you plan and you work for them. And you are futuristic. You look at the future, the benefit of our children, even children of God. And the history will be so kind with you and all the good things you have been doing for our state. Thank you so much. On behalf of my constituents, the good people of Onimo local government, will keep on supporting your administration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Imo State, permit me to hide on the existing protocol we have already established. My name remains right on Bukara Yonemeji, represent the people of Owerri West, Majority Leader, Imo 10th Assembly. Today is a very great day in this Salu Chamber. Our darling Governor presenting the 2025 appropriation estimates. You can agree with me, right honorable members in this chamber today, that the budget being presented before us here is so real in the sense that it's a budget that will touch our people's life. And when you look at it, His Excellency, I want to tell you that the good people of Imo is so happy on the renovation of Concord Hotel, sir. Because Imo have been yearning for that hotel. Today, everybody is commenting the quality work and what they are seeing in that Concord Hotel, His Excellency. His Excellency, I want to thank you for Ekuku Owerri, that is 75% completion. We all know the history of Ekuku. We all know what happened, that at a point was a nightmare. People lost life in the Ekuku market. But today, the work is going peacefully, no arguments, no any bickering in anywhere. And that is what we expected, because we know that you are a man who loves your people and who wants to make sure that your people move to the next agenda. His Excellency, I will not waste your time so much. And I want to thank you again on Owerri Umahia Road. A lot of governors have come and gone. They couldn't touch some of all these things. Some even abandoned their own road in their own various places. But it is under your duty, and you said no, you will do it. May God continue blessing you. Just like I want to touch one of the projects you have given to Owerri West, where I come from. The 63 MVA 123/33 kV sited in Obinze, close to Futu. Honestly, my people are so happy because that project is a world-class project that I've never seen it before. And it's under your watch you are crafting such. But we know the power failure in Imo. Things are not working. His Excellency, even this chamber that we are today, you put it, you capture it during your speech here. His Excellency, you have done well, and we are proud of you. And anything under this 10th Assembly will do it for you. We are here. It's not writing it in paper. Come down here if you have been elected. And if you are not being elected, allow the legislator to do what they're supposed to do for the government of the day. Thank you, His Excellency. Thank you, my Speaker. Thank you, Imo 10th Assembly.
Thank you. Black.
Item number 11, still under order of the day for today. Vote of thanks by the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Amarachi Chinaiwayan.
Deputy Speaker, give your vote of thanks on behalf of the Imo State House of Assembly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain right Honorable Amar China Iwayan, Deputy Speaker, 10th House of Assembly. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Imo State, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, the Deputy Governor, Lady Chinyere Ekomaru, I want to rely on existing protocols already established to recognize everybody here in our hallowed chambers. You're all welcome. I want to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency for the presentation of this year's budget, themed Budget of Expanded Economic Opportunity. I took time to reflect on the meaning of opportunity, the word opportunity. The Western Dictionary defines opportunity as a three-way relationship between a person, obstacles, and goals. For one to acknowledge a possible opportunity, that person must have surmounted different obstacles, thereby clearly being able to achieve a goal. Which brings us to the theme of today's budget, the budget of expanded economic opportunity. I recall with nostalgia your 2024 budget. I listened keenly and took mental notes as you reeled out your achievements in the past 1 year. It is very clear to both believers and unbelievers that every project in the 2024 budget you were able to achieve it. That year's budget was themed the budget for renewed economic growth. We are all witnesses to that growth. Every projection and promise made in this hallowed chamber was fulfilled by your government. In every sector of governance, we felt your presence. Is it in infrastructure? You did excellently well. In healthcare, we made exceeding progress. In education, we did well. In tourism, Imo has become the hub of hospitality. You have opened Imo economy to the world by attracting investors. The list is endless. Bottom line, Your Excellency, is that you're a man of your word. As my colleagues here have affirmed, you have kept faith with Imolites. In every paragraph in your speech, you kept reference to your covenant with Imo people and your commitment to that covenant. We appreciate you for that. Today, you have come to us with a proposal estimate for expanded economic opportunities. My colleagues and I, with the Speaker as our head in this chamber, we are in a hurry to pass this bill for you, not because of anything else. We want to be part of this success story. We want it to be known that in our time as legislators, we are able to achieve all these legacy projects. Your Excellency, today, my colleagues stood up to sing a song for you, that they are solidly behind you. I want to assure you that you are one governor in this state that history will be very kind to, 100% kind. I will end by saying, Onwa Naga, Imo State House of Assembly, Sojinazo, we are solidly behind you, no shaking. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Black.
Item number 12, House of Assembly motion number 113. Motion for the Governor of Imo State, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, and his entourage to leave the chamber. The motion again is going to be...
Sit down, wherever you are, sit down.
Going to be moved by the Majority Leader of the House, Honorable Kanayo Onyemechi.
Majority Leader, move your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name remains right Honorable Kanayo Onyemechi. Majority Leader, Imo State Assembly, Mr. Speaker. I move that leave be granted for the Governor of Imo State, His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, and his entourage to leave the chamber. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Seconder.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Prince Will Gochukwu Amuchie.
my member representing the good people of Abombise State Constituency, and by the grace of God, the minority leader of this 10th Assembly. Mr. Speaker, I write to second the motion for the governor to be granted leave to leave the chamber.
All those in support of the prayer that leave be granted for His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma and his daughter to leave the chamber, say aye. Aye. Those against the ayes have. A national anthem.
Now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
Let's make this December a memorable one as we take you back in time.